Yo, we back again. It's your friends, Nico, Rico. What to do, bro? I hold on. I just noticed this. Did you smash the top of your phone?
Hmm?
You smash the top of your phone?
No, it's just a phone case. It's just a case. Oh, that's the screen.
Okay.
I have to replace it
because this man has an unhealthy infatuation, almost obsession with this iPhone business.
No, they can't tell from here.
No,
the phone case is messed up. The screen protector, man, it's fine.
How about you ready to upgrade anyway?
It is what it is.
I digress.
In 3 months, I'm getting a new one.
Okay, there you go. See you go. So, man, we gotta talk about
it. Speaking of iPhone and pricey things,
yeah, we gotta talk about it. What in the world is going on? I can't say in the world because it's bad all across the world. What is going on in America, bro? What is going on with
in regards to
let's just encompass everything. The prices. We can talk about Florida, but just overall, what's going on with rent prices going so high? Homes are now priced so high between so many people coming in that the average person can't buy. Banks really can't get in because nobody wants to take. No one wants to really.
At least it's now stabilized, so it's not going up anymore.
Okay, all right. Food costs, fuel costs. Just unlimited madness across so many boards coming out of let's say the pandemic era. What's going on, bro?
Well, this all happened. I don't want to say because of COVID, but because of government actions. The way that the government got the stock market up and avoided a complete crash in the economy when COVID happened was by injecting a bunch of money into the economy.
Mm-hmm.
So what that happens is all it does is it relieves short-term pain. Stock market goes up. Investors feel more confident to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people got free money. However, they say it's because of the stimulus payments. It's really not. The stimulus payments were about 20% of the overall packages. So when people say, "Oh, it's because all this free money they gave away," no, they gave away the corporations way more money. So no, it's not because of the stimulus packages. For the stimulus payments, I mean, the stimulus packages, they were way too big. The government created 25. No, the government created 25% of the. Also, okay. Imagine the whole amount of dollars that exists, right?
All right, let's go.
The government within a year created 25%, just within
capital.
1 year.
So they injected 25% more capital.
Yes, just within 1 year, and that capital has been existing since what over 100 years.
Okay.
Ever since the Federal Reserve came up and we got off the gold standard. So that's way too much money. The thing is, inflation in an economy, especially the American economy, they're so big, it's going to take a while for that to show. So that's going to make prices go up. See, when you inject all that money, supply and demand says, if there's all this money and the same demand for goods and services, the prices are going to go up. One and two, COVID really made the industries take a big hit. So warehouses, a lot of stuff comes from China. So the world did stop for a good while, say at least a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So the price of that is gonna go up because now there's not as much of it available. And now with all this money available, the prices they go straight to the ceiling. So that's basically how it happened. I'm not saying any names. I'm just saying that's what happened, and that's how you see not only there's inflation, but there's high inflation. It's almost hyperinflation.
Oh, okay.
We've seen it before. It's not the worst ever. But
what you mean we've seen it before? I've never lived in a time where I've seen it.
The early 80s.
The early 80s. Where were you?
What do you mean where was I? So all these historians, what's their job? What do you mean where was I? I'm just looking at the numbers of the 80s.
But answer the question, where were you, my friend?
I was not alive. My mom wasn't alive.
Oh, there you go. See, because you were non-existent at the time.
Yeah, so what's I got? So I can talk about freaking.
I'm just saying
Christopher Columbus because I wasn't around.
We are literally living in an age in a time that we have never seen.
Goddamn hater.
Good gracious, but it's all right.
The economy is my thing.
I know.
Shit.
I was about to tell you. Rental prices are, but the market. This idea of the market and seeing what it costs, say here in Florida, because we don't won some Super Bowls here in Tampa Bay and all that, our rental market is astronomical to where those who are making.
It's very high. I wouldn't say astronomical, but it's very high.
Okay, all right. So we're not New York, we're not California, we're not.
At least we ain't Portland. One of them, yeah.
But yeah, but what's keeping us from being there when our market is getting up to a point, and we're below the Mason-Dixon line? So our salaries in Florida are not really comparable to any place that really has those overinflated costs. So we're tipping on $5 a gallon, but our localized, salary base is low compared to these other places. People from New York make a lot more money now. Needless to say, their cost of living is super high. It's comparable to what they're making. When people leave New York, like they have been, to come down here, they're buying homes cash. They're squeezing locals out of the market because people here who make Florida money.
Just like people compete. From here who go to smaller countries, buy homes, drive up the price, and the locals can buy it. Yes. It's just happening here because, like I said, the American economy is so big, things like that can happen within one country.
Yeah. So it does that trickle down aspect. So I saw a couple of things from some libertarians and talk about taxes and a lot of ways to roundabout come around the solutions. But all I see, and I want to get your opinion on this, a lot of the solutions are long-term, long game solutions that require a lot of stoic beliefs and a lot of sacrifice. Do you think that the average American, especially when we deal with consumerism and capitalism, do you think that we as a society are going to make the necessary, are we going to willfully make the necessary sacrifices, or are we got to be forced into a crash before we don't have a choice to make it when we have to make those sacrifices?
What sacrifices do you mean?
Like sacrifices of luxury, sacrifices of access and having so many commodities, like go to the grocery store, that free range to have all these things at our behest, gas being cheap and being easily accessible, and we can be wasteful and we can run through Amazon like we want to, or tax money that we can just basically say, oh, just print some more money. Do you think to solve our overall problems, to slow things down, do you think that, because it will be the common man, do you think the common man is willing to sacrifice collectively, especially, with the government kind of just saying, we're still going to do this? Do you think the common man can still come to collectively make the sacrifices needed to slow our economy down so that we all can be safe and create broad line security for everyone? Or are we just going to just continue chasing the dollar and say, hey, you know what, if I can get past that poverty bracket and I can get into, 6 figures, 7-figure, 8-figure land, I'm good. I can afford whatever the price increases are. I can complain about taxes, because I'm maybe paying more, or I can find a tax loose, but everybody, the dying middle class and those who are in low class, lower economic brackets, well, too bad you guys got to suffer. But there's more of those type of people. How are we going to be to where the people that we need to work the jobs and consume the goods and consume the services can no longer afford the goods and the services? Even in the basic, like, can't afford to live. You can't afford to buy the services.
I don't think people will make a sacrifice. It's just ingrained in our culture, that whole consumerism, the whole capitalism. I don't think it will happen. Not that it will matter, because the at the end of the day, the government officials make, pass all this legislation and all that. Yeah. What'd you say?
No, I'm just thinking. So
that's my opinion. It's just it's ingrained in our culture.
Yeah. So
it's not going to stop out of nowhere.
In 2 years, right? If you're not making more than $50,000 a year, in 2 years, where will you live if you're renting? What will you be driving if you're still driving a gas powered car? How much will your car be if you're going to buy a new car? What will you be doing comparably if you're making $50,000 at one job, getting a second or third job, if you have a family, if you're doing all these things? How are you going to reasonably afford access to maybe the basic things of life? How does that look?
It looks worse than it does right now, because people are noticing it now, because it's happening quicker than the usual rate. But this has been happening since we got off the gold standard, in 1971.
And now it's touching people in a higher bracket because now $40,000, $50,000.
See, so it starts eating up a bigger amount of people. It's been expanding, and then now it's just expanded a little quicker, and then it'll,
because think about
that's just a natural thing that will come from inflation. And actually, who the hell was it? I think it was the World Bank.
Look at this scholar right here. Go ahead.
I think it was the World Bank, if I'm not mistaken. Either the World Bank or the World Economic Forum in the 90s. I think 1994. They said that the number one cause that the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, at least in the economic sense, is just inflation. Because it's an invisible tax. You don't ever see it coming. So the price of everything keeps going up, but the salaries don't keep up. Don't keep going up at the same rate. Just like, for example, great example, tuition. Tuition has gone up tremendously, and that's the government's fault. Because as soon as the government started paying for college, now the colleges just say, "Oh, well, why would I charge you $2 when I could charge you $5?
Yeah, I could charge.
I'm gonna make the money anyways."
Fair.
So that's an example. So that's an inflation that's caused by something else. But that's what's happening at a slower rate with the living standard, with fuel costs and all that. So it will keep happening. It's just that now, since it's so quick, people are noticing it more. Oh my God, inflation is so bad, blah blah blah. But this is a really old story. It's been happening. So now COVID just really accelerated that. I don't want to say COVID accelerated that, but government decision.
Because the situation created a dynamic to where, or scenario to where it now, with, like I said, the world being shut down, people pretty much either transitioning and working, but not spending evenly.
Exactly.
In their regular living, keeping things in place. And then also a lot of people moving around, giant exoduses and shifts from one market to another, driving up the prices in certain places and other places just kind of tapering off. And then also the price of everything going up because now there's been a lull in the market to where, hey, there's a big gap in production. Things are scarce. We're not up to where we are just yet. So now you guys give us a whole bunch of money. We don't have a lot of services. So to fill in that gap, this is a prime more time to make more money. Things cost more now because we're trying to play catch up. It costs money to get that catch up. You guys got the money. But realistically, if you look at the lower end, the money's already been spent. You still had to live. You bought those things in Amazon. You spent that stimulus.
It happened, yeah.
Yeah, because you kept the ball rolling. You just had a little bit more. You had a little bit more gas in the tank, so you pushed the gas a little harder.
So if a bunch of more money gets created, that means that the price of each is going to go up because you need more dollars to be able to afford it. Number one, and number two, now actual tangible items are more scarce because no one's making them.
Yeah. So
those are literally the two biggest reasons for inflation to happen.
Yeah, and there's more money.
And you can tell.
Yeah, there's more money. There's more people who can buy the items and they can get them quicker. There's
which drives up demand, which drives up price. And then those items, there's less of them. It's just a formula for disaster. I actually think, in my opinion, we ain't even seen that much. Like the inflation has actually been, I don't want to say pretty good, but not as bad as it really should be. And I think the reason for that is everything happened so recently, at least in historical terms. I think it should keep going up. Like just one of those reasons should mess up the country, but they're both together. You know what I mean? So the whole thing of items being scarce, yes, that is because of COVID. But the monetary and fiscal policy reaction by the federal government and the Federal Reserve, which is really the same crap anyways, that's not because of COVID. That's just a decision they made.
Yeah, they made a decision because people weren't working and they still need people to spend.
They still need people to spend, and they still need people, and not only us, but the world, because remember, the US has a reputation. So they want the world to see, hey, in spite of COVID, the US is doing well. Look at the stock market. Look at their real estate. Okay, so now I'd say if I'm a Japanese investor, I want to go into the U.S. economy, and that in the long term will help.
And still perpetuate into that.
They want to look good, even though it's not real. They just want to look good.
Yeah, because you still want buyers. You still want people to buy into the system.
Exactly.
Boy, but how many people are going to lose Well, I tell you, that's crazy, man.
Especially people who are not who are not investing in assets. But I mean, that hasn't changed. I mean, that rule's been there forever. If you don't invest in assets, you'll just lose money just because of inflation. So you have to invest. You have to risk your money.
Yeah, you got it.
So
your money
exactly.
money has to work for you. It has to.
So
just
that way
it doesn't do anything. Yeah.
So if you see that the US market is so good, you're gonna want to invest here.
Yeah.
And that makes it grow even quicker.
Yeah. So
they're assets, thinking about all those things.
You still feel you ready to have that conversation about Bitcoin yet?
No, I'm slowly.
Okay, all right.
Maybe in the next couple of weeks.
That's all right.
I'm still butthurt.
Hey guys, what do you think? How do you feel?
How long was that one?
It was long enough. How do you guys feel? How do you feel?
Rico doesn't like these topics. He feels uncomfortable.
Hey, it's a stressful situation. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure. Hey, I help people that.
Yeah, I'm stressed out too. But it's like, what do I do? I'm trying to get another job. What?
Right,
there's nothing else I can do.
I got over 300 people trying to find housing that are living on fixed income. So it's kind of like, what do you tell them? How do you tell them like, hey, there's nowhere to go because there's people who make $50,000 or $60,000 a year, at least in our market, that they don't know what they're doing either. You make $800 a month? Yeah, there's a place for you. Yeah. So
I mean, it's very unfortunate. I think not only have a lot of people moved from the bullcrap states, because that's what they are, to here in Texas, but I think there's going to be a somewhat significant percentage of people who are just going to just dip out and just leave altogether.
Yeah, I've known some people that said that, they're going to leave Florida because it's the cost.
No, I mean the country.
Oh, that too. There's that aspect.
If it was like say 0.5% of people just moving permanently to another country, this will make it probably 1.2%.
Yeah, but America's the land of opportunities.
It's just sooner or later, America will lose the #1 spot. It's bound to happen.
Yeah.
It was China, and then it was what was it? The Spanish people, and then it was the British people. Now it's the US. Empires? Yeah, it's just happening. We don't call it empires because that's what the hell they are.
Yeah, true.
So this is just, it happens. What goes up must come down. So
that's true.
Sooner or later, and if you look historically, the US has held that lead the longest.
Really?
Not by a long shot, but it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. I think it might be either China or just the EU in general, not a specific country, but the EU.
The EU, okay.
Yeah, that's all speculation. But what the hell do you guys think? Leave out in the comments. Is the price of everything going up too fast, or are you just too broke? I don't know. Let us know your opinion. That's what my grandpa says.
Oh,
he says, I don't know if it's inflation or I'm just too broke.
He does it better than me. So
thank you for liking the video, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends. If you're not watching us and missing out, thank you, Rico, for this podcast. And
you sure you're feeling thankful about this one?
Yeah, I mean we got to talk about it.
Yeah, it's not a happy topic. Let's just say that.
It's not a happy topic, but it's on the economy topic, and I like it. So
that's you. Get your money up, y'all. Have a good one.